All right. You heard Emirates Airlines they made their, biggest profit ever. And in celebration, they gave their employees 24 months salary. So I spoke to a couple of people who I know in Emirates. And well, guess what? They did achieve the highest revenue. So they're bouncing back, and they're bouncing back really big time. And one of the other individuals who's involved in policy and strategy, they said the months where they made substantial losses because of COVID, they are making sure that all the mistakes that were made are not going to be repeated. However, there is also a bit of ego and prestige involved, especially with the A380s, those mammoth aircrafts, which, if it's not full, you are literally running at a loss. The rough comparison, which I remember, a normal aircraft, for example, is like $500, per minute, for example, okay? An A380 will be $5,000 a minute or even more. So it's like 10 times more expensive. And the worst part is these mammoth A380s can only go super long haul. They don't go short routes, So yeah, they will keep flying these aircraft. They call them birds or something. Yeah, they'll keep making them fly so that it's a matter of prestige. And obviously you can't keep a aircraft like you're parking a car. There are so many variables. In fact, if you do a little bit of research online, and I confirm this, it seems the aircrafts are very delicate, very, very delicate. If you're not going to fly the aircraft, you can't just, park it like a car somewhere. It has to be parked in a specific place. Everything has to be covered. Every opening of the aircraft, every gap, there should be no wind blowing, and it's very, very sensitive. And it seems you can't just leave it there. You have to fly it once a while. Others, it's a electronic, it's a piece of machinery. It has to be used. And it seems the maintenance of this aircraft is unbelievable. In fact, even the pilots and the engineers for these specific aircrafts are very specialized. Okay, so that is in terms of Emirates and the profits. And they will absolutely, it seems very aggressively, make sure that they rope in the profits. But it seems one of the areas where they're finding it a little bit of challenge is to get employees. And now what they're doing is they have plenty of temporary employees. Plenty. You remember during COVID how they terminated people? Just email, SMS, come to the HR, take your balance, bye-bye. It was the most, for some people it was the most inhuman treatment ever. And you could not talk about it and could not message. I'd met, online, quite a number of people who sent me their stories. So it was a pretty ugly scene, the way they got terminated. So this time, they're not employing any, mostly permanent staff. Roughly, let's say 30-40% is temporary. You can't get the exact numbers, but it's pretty high. And temporary workers obviously get lower salary. You don't need to give them insurance. You don't need to give them all the perks and benefits that you're giving full-time employees. And that comes down to the salary bonus, which is so widely talked about. The salary bonus, here's a catch, by the way. Now, obviously, when you read the article, you'll think, oh man, so lucky. You got your full salary 24 months multiplied. That's such a big thing, yeah. 6 months worth of salary. No, it doesn't work like that. I'll give you a simple math just to make it easier for you to understand. And I confirm this with people, and the salaries. Let's say, for example, you are getting, for the purpose of calculation, I made this a round figure, 40,000, let's say 40,000 dirhams. Okay. Now you're getting 40,000 dirhams and you have been awarded. The assumption is, oh, your salary is 40,000, so you will get 40,000 into 24 weeks. So in a month, if you get 40,000, per week 4 weeks, per week you get 10,000. 10,000 into 24 is 240,000. So that is what most of us assume. Wow, man, bloody hell, your salary is 40,000, you took home 240,000. Okay. That's sadly not how it operates. It is your basic salary. So what is your basic? Basic is always lower. So let's assume once again, your salary is 40, but your basic is 10. Okay, the basic is always low. So now if you take 10,000 and divided 10,000 basic per month, divided by 4 weeks, it's 2.5, 2,500. So if you multiply 2,500 into 24, it's not 60, it's not 240,000, it's 60,000. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, what the hell, man. No, you have to be grateful what you get. It's very kind. Honestly, it's very kind of Emirates Airlines to give 6 months basic salary. It's still money. 60,000, you know. Money is money. Anyone gives anything. It's so Emirates, good on you. So why I'm sharing this is, it's not to sorry. Oh, it's not 240,000 for a 40,000 dirham person salary. It's not 240,000. It is 60,000. Okay, which is, like I told you, again, it's a wonderful, wonderful gesture by Emirates Airlines. However, also I've told you, 30 to 40% are temporary workers. They don't get all this. And yeah, there were other kinds of promotions and bonuses that they would give. I was also told about this. Like sometimes they would give only if you're a particular grade and above. And then sometimes it's obviously higher for certain levels. Emiratis, obviously, you'll get nice perks because citizen of the country. Lower levels, no, then they're going to treat them like dirt. But it all depends if you're full-time or you are, temporary. Now, here's a couple of other things that you should know. Many of you are like, oh, I wish I was working for Emirates. Oh, man, my dream job. Believe it or not, there are so many people who still consider Emirates as a dream job. I'm not saying that is wrong. But what you need to know is, it's not as romantic as you think it is. It is not like if you join Emirates, wow, you're living the dream. Emirates, one is, it's very difficult to get in because the process is streamlined unless there's a vacancy and someone right at the top knows you very well and he has connections and he can put in your profile, especially if you have people in HR. Okay, then it's a different ball game altogether, and I've seen how influence does its wonders. Now, people who have joined Emirates, all of them, they are exceptionally strict with their standards. I checked with the cabin crew. Man, you cannot come to work sleepy or your eyes are this thing or you are not dressed up well. You have to be perfect. And for those of you, we like to look at cabin crew and say, oh, tea, coffee. But guess what? Suppose the flight, I'm giving you an example. Suppose the flight is 4 o'clock. You have to be there much more late. You can't be there 1 hour early. It's maybe 4 hours. Sometimes there is briefing. There is, there are so many. They have a schedule to follow and you have to be ready. And people generally love long haul trips because then if you go to Italy or France or US, you can go for a holiday. Yeah, 1 day stopover or 2 days stopover. You can enjoy yourself, and that's how this cabin crew have the Instagram with nice photographs in swimming pools and vacations and holidays. And a lot of young people love that life. Even when I was young, I was dreaming of cabin crew girls, and I've made enough and more real life stories where cabin crew also double down as, hostesses, and not all. And there is that friendly, you call it friendly interaction with the pilots. And yes, obviously, if you're in, let's say, in the first class or business class, you'll meet a lot of rich people. So you never know, friendly interactions where they can go. I've known plenty of them. People have told me what all happens. One of my clients, a 60-year-old, he didn't necessarily get someone from Emirates, but another airline. She was bloody hell, 20s or something. Whew. When I looked at her, I was like, bloody hell. Imagine the guy's 60. Oh, hot girl. And she was very open. She's like, I don't care, you're married or whatever, as long as you take care of me. And they have a mutually agreeable relationship. Okay, so cabin crew, tough life, but they enjoy, they party like crazy. Only thing is, it should remain within closed doors. Those people who mentioned stuff on social media got, someone catches the screenshot or updates and they report to HR, you are jacked. Okay. And yes, you have to, there are levels of bureaucracy, there are levels of politics. By the way, politics, extremely sickening, extremely suffocating, and Emirates is one of the most fake kind of culture. Very fake. They will be very polite, very nice, very professional. None of them will tell you their true feelings. And ass kissing and groupism, it is suffocating. Unless you have the incredible maturity of doing your work and handling politics and getting the fuck out. Very tough to survive, very, very tough to survive. And it seems there are some dinosaurs who have been there for very, very long. They just keep them because they know the who's who. They keep them there. They just keep them busy with some work or another. So the lower level people, they suffer and they're very scared. But like they say, there's no organization that is perfect. Emirates, there is prestige, there is money, there is flexibility, especially if you have particular work timings, and depends on which department. And, the perks of cabin crew. But on the drawback side, extremely hard taskmasters, sickening politics that will drive you mad. Your stress levels will go off the charts. Ass kissing is to the moon. And if you're in cabin crew and all that, unless you have a daddy, nothing's going to happen. And I think one final drawback of Emirates Airlines, health and favoritism towards Emiratis, that's normal. 1 year maternity leave and locals is like blatant corporate racism. That will suffocate you more than anything. So if you're a manager, and let's say you're a manager earning 40,000 and you have a student or a trainee who's Emirati, let's say manager is Indian and your trainee is Emirati, you're getting 40,000, Emirati might get 45,000. This is a fact, huh? I'm not joking. And yes, 5 times a day, pray and all that other shit and local chokel, and if there is any disagreement, there is a separate HR for Emiratis, separate HR for normal. And I told you before in my previous videos, when the trainer had a problem with this Emirati bunch of students, they're training, they put their legs up with their sandals. I said, I'm sorry, this is not acceptable. Like this, they spoke. And finally, the trainer was quiet and patient, and then said, hey, you put AC. That the trainer couldn't take, and went to the manager, Indian, another one, almost like in tears. The spineless manager, because obviously they need their job. So, come on, take it easy. It's their country. Well, and even there, hey, hi, how are you? Very friendly and this and that. And if you put a negative report, about the Emirati, then your days are not numbered. You'll not get terminated, but you can definitely say you will be stagnating for a very long time. These are some of the realities of working with that organization, and I'm giving you perspective from certain people. Now, different people may have different experiences, but this is what I've heard. You do your due diligence if you think I'm right or wrong. But like I said, Emirates has a lot of benefits, but it equally has a lot of drawbacks. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. And for those of you who are fascinated with 24 months salary and thinking, oh, if I join, I'll get, remember the breakdown that I gave you. It's basic. It's not the full salary. All right. Anyway, you let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. This is me signing off. Ciao.